Hi everyone, it's Stephen Downs again, and I have another episode for you of Stephen Follows Instructions. So, in the previous video, I installed Moodle on Docker on Reclaimed Cloud, and that went pretty well. I messed around with it a bit, and that was actually the bulk of the video. Today I'm going to be looking at MoodleNet, and MoodleNet is basically a system that allows you to find resources for your Moodle course. So there's a bit of a history here. My colleague Doug Belshaw and a team of people were originally in charge of developing MoodleNet, and they had a decentralized activity pub based approach that would have been really cool. But that's not what Moodle wanted, unfortunately. So what we got is a much more scaled down version of the idea. So when I was doing the video on Moodle yesterday, I was wondering, well, how do I find resources? And I didn't find a good way to find resources, although, I did find, the button that said add a resource, etc., but I couldn't figure it out from there. So I watched a video, and specifically this video. Is this the video? Yes. Using MoodleNet by the Moodle Academy from the 17th of June 2022. And that helped me a lot. I only got through 13 minutes of it, and that's about as far as I needed to go. But, you could probably watch the whole thing. It's only 37 minutes and 29 seconds. But basically, so I guess I should actually show you that. So there it is. So that was useful. So basically, here's how this worked out. So let's go in. I still have my instance of Moodle running on my environment somewhere. I need to find it now. I might not actually have it up. That might be my problem. Yeah, so let's just Control H. We'll find the history. I had it here. Okay, course, test course. That's my course. Here we go. So this is my Moodle environment. This is the course that I was messing around with yesterday. So it's getting pretty detailed. Quite a bit of stuff in it. But basically, for any of the topics in the course, you can click on Add an Activity or Resource. So I explored all of these things. So, SCORM packages or pages. Spent quite a bit of time on lessons. Sorry, just trying to get my browser to its fullest extent here. But what I did not notice, and this is pretty key, is that if you scroll all the way to the bottom, you get or browse for content on MoodleNet. Now, I would have put that up here somewhere, but there you have it. So click on that. Now, we have a choice. If I have a MoodleNet account, I can put it in, or I connect and browse to MoodleNet Central. So, and you see the difference right away, right? There's MoodleNet Central, that's it. And as I was watching that video, they talked about curating the results and manual moderation and all of that. And I'm not sure how much there is in there. But anyhow, I'll click on this, and we'll see it pop up. So here we are in MoodleNet. Now this is just the plain MoodleNet page, and but when I called it up, if you actually looked at the link, it indicated what my Moodle installation's URL is, and so this instance of MoodleNet here knows that. It's in the background right now, but it knows that. So now I can do some searching around. Now, one of the real problems that I found with MoodleNet is, look at, German resources, other language resources, etc. I noticed the display has changed a wee bit too from the last time. Maybe they've updated it a bit. So there's more people, there's more collections. That's interesting. That's different from even when I looked at it this morning. So they must have been messing around with it. So that's fine. So, and one of the things they pointed out in the video, and this is handy, see the button here. Okay, oh, I see. Now these are all just Moodle resources. Okay, so a Moodle resource, we'll just pop into one of these quickly. So here's a Moodle resource. Now, it's in German, which so it's not going to be useful to me. But I could just click here, send to Moodle. Now there's no URL here. There's a function in JavaScript that's happening behind the scenes. Or I can download the file. I could do that, download the file, and then open it up myself. Now if I download the file, it's this mysterious MBZ format. So let's go, we'll show it in the folder here. So Microsoft has to work on it for a bit. Okay, so there it is. So in fact, this is probably just a gzip IP. So I'll just change the extension. All right. So and now I'll double click on it. So it is gzip. Here it is. This extraction utility is called 7-zip. That's what I use. Nice little open source package. And now I can see what's in one of these quote-unquote Moodle files, right? So a bunch of XML which correspond to parts of the database, different sections of the course, right? Mostly this is all XML content. So we'll go back up. Files. Now here we've got a bunch of beautifully named directories, and there's a file, and we'll look at that, right? It just looks like a long string of characters. This is probably an image file, almost certainly an image file. If I double click it to open it, what I'll do is I'll open it with look for another app. Oh, I don't seem to have, do I not have GIMP on this computer? I might not have GIMP on this computer. Graphical image manipulation program. Okay, we're updating our things. What is that? That's the Bing logo. I don't want that. Okay. Open results. See. Okay, so I'm gonna have to quickly download and install that. So GIMP 2010-32. Let's take it from the Microsoft Store. Open. I get derailed when I do these things. None of this is part of the actual process. Okay, downloading. So happily I have fiber optics now, so my 253 megabyte download is going to take me maybe a minute. And the limitation here isn't my download speed. The limitation is how fast Microsoft is able to send it to me. Okay, so here it comes in. Oh, I love having this. And so I'm doing this download while streaming live video. Gotta love that. Okay, 253. Here it comes. You might need to take action in another window. Wouldn't it be better just to pop up that other window? Do you think? Well, I don't see anything asking me to take action in another window. No. Nope. Well, that's kind of weird. That's a really stupid message. Just saying. I might not be able to install it using the Windows Store. Still looking for this. Oh yeah, I did a SCORM package. There's the original certificate. Well, it's not asking me to do anything anywhere. So, it seems to be installed on the install. You notice how impatient I am, eh? I really am that impatient. That's what the internet has taught me. Be that impatient. Okay, so never mind. Let's go back to what we were doing, which was actually looking at this in 7-zip, which is where, there it is. Right, so this is an image file. This is an image file. It's a PNG. What they do is they take the file, they run it through a hashing algorithm to create what's called a hash of the file. So it's encrypt. Basically, it's a unique string that's generated by encrypting the file. And this is actually a good thing that they do, although it kind of obfuscates and makes more difficult to use this file just out of the application like this. But that way, well, they explain it that way they don't have to store the same file more than once on a server, which is like whoop-de-doo, but better. You could, in theory, and they don't do this, have a distributed file system, and in a distributed file system, if you know the name of the file like this, the content addressable name, then you just get the nearest copy of it. You always know you're getting the right file. But that's not what we're interested in here. Is this installed yet? Oh, it is installed. Okay, it did finally install. So now we can look at our image. So let's go back to 7-zip. I'll have a look at our image. Okay, GIMP. We'll select GIMP to view it. And we'll wait for GIMP to start up. I really hate the name of this. And, you know, it just makes me think that it was authored by teenage boys who thought it would be funny. And, you know, in many ways it's a very good program. It's gotten a lot better over the years, but they didn't care about their users at all. At least that's how it feels to me. And there's the image finally. That was in that file. So, and again, it's German. Alright, so we'll close that. We'll close that. So we come back to Reclaim Moodle. I've got too many windows open here. MoodleNet. Right. Okay, so there's the resource. Or I could just send it to Moodle. Right, and so let's send it to Moodle. You see how it remembers what my site name is. So I'll click send. We'll pop back into my instance of Moodle. You are about to import the content. We'll confirm it because we don't care whether it's German or topic or anything. Now it goes through this import process, which is basically, it's the same mechanism that they use for restoring backups. And so that's basically what one of these Moodle files is. Well, I forget what it was, MBZ or whatever, is basically, yeah, Moodle backup zip. It's a backup file, and so that's what you're importing here. So you're using the restore algorithm. So here it is. These are the settings. Okay, it's not that you can actually change anything, but so I just scroll down here and hit continue, and then restore as a new course, or I could restore into this course. So what do I want to do? I'm going to bring it right into my existing course. Maybe. Can I? Maybe not, eh? That might be a bad idea. So all my courses have to be in categories. So let's do that. So let's bring it in as a new course rather than into this course. No, let's bring let's bring it into here. We'll see what happens. So continue. It's in test course now. Here are some settings. Mostly can't do much about those either. Okay. So now it's in my course, I guess. And you could do this a lot more carefully than I have. Perform restore. Alright, so now it says the course was restored successfully, but what they mean is it was imported correctly. Alright. So, what have we done? So basically we've merged. I wasn't expecting that, but that's okay. We've merged that course with this course. So that's kind of interesting. Yeah. Actually, I think merged is a bit generous. I think I may have here we go, right? So this is the SCORM package that I did. I was practicing an import of the SCORM package earlier, right? So basically we've merged these together, and that's fine, and then as an instructor or designer, I could go back and I could mess around and edit all of this. But as it stands now, we just have this really complex, incoherent course. But that's okay. I'm just trying different stuff out. So anyhow, that's how MoodleNet works. And let's try to add some more stuff, because we're gluttons for punishment. So let's go back to MoodleNet. So go to MoodleNet Central. So you see these filters are different now. Right, so, okay. Here's all this stuff. Now, I've been using test. So you see, when you actually search for something, you get a range of different resources. I have no idea what a ZI is as a resource. Oh, it's a zip, okay. I don't know why it's so small like that. Little sizing issue. This is XML. So as XML, it would need to be imported into something that could actually read it. Here's SCORM packages, and there's the human eye that I imported earlier. And you could import other SCORM packages. No, I've already imported that one. Business continuity management. So let's send that to Moodle. And again, continue, confirm. And now here, this is going to work a bit differently. I could either unzip the files and create a folder, create a file resource, or I'll actually add the SCORM package. So, I'll hit continue, and nothing will happen. No, it's basically digesting the SCORM package. Let's see if I can find that now. I can't even remember what it was that I was adding. All this German now. Drum machine. Age. So I have in here somewhere that second SCORM package that I just added. Should be findable somewhere. Oh, here it is. Okay, business continuity management. And now I can try this out. Right, and here we go.
Welcome to the BCM Awareness course.
I'm in the
BCM
package.
is Business Continuity Management. Hi, I am a business continuity expert. I am here to tell you all about business continuity. Let's go through this course together to learn about BCM.
So that's pretty cool.
Before you begin,
Yeah.
let me take you through the course objectives. The
Right.
objectives of this
Okay, I'm not that interested in business continuity management or in reviewing SCORM packages. Okay, so that's what we're up to. So now I'm going to close off a bunch of these instances of MoodleNet. So what this video is about, is how do I get one of these MoodleNet things for myself? So forget where I found it. So, well, let's try MoodleNet Docker. Let's try that. Moodle app. No, that's not what I wanted. I want MoodleNet. MoodleNet. Oh, that's me. I can click on this. That's pretty funny. The result of the search turns up this video while this video is still in the process of being made. Okay, so let's see, Control H again. Okay, MoodleNet. Okay. So MoodleNet Central. No. Just trying to find where I found. Here we go. MoodleNet Google Docs. That should work. Okay. It's pretty hard to find the stuff you want in the Moodle Docs. Is just my experience. Okay, so this is where I started trying to figure out how to install MoodleNet. What I was actually trying to figure out was how to connect it to my Moodle instance so that I could do what I just demonstrated doing. But having figured that out, then my objectives changed a bit. So there's the Moodle Roadmap. You can't see that because you don't have the magic key, so I can't see that either. But what's important is this code repository. So, interestingly, it's not even on the Moodle website. And of course, it wouldn't be. It's on Never-Ending Programming Mistakes. No, NPM, which is the Node package manager. So, MoodleNet basically is written in Node, which is a JavaScript server platform. Specifically, it runs on Node.js. It requires Sharp for image processing. I don't know if that's going to come back to bite us or not. But here we have Quick Start. So running a Rango DB instance. Okay, system requirements. Runs on Node.js. So, okay, you need a running a Rango DB instance. Okay. Okay, Rango is a database. All right. Okay. It's not. I thought this would be a bit more straightforward, but I guess not. So, readme. Okay. Leverage is Sharp. Okay. Quick Start. Install MoodleNet CE platform globally. Then set the environment variables. So, and then start the MoodleNet platform. So, it's not clear to me. The easiest way is using Docker. Okay. But then Okay, 8529. Okay, I see what they're doing here. All right. So what we're going to do then, so we're going to go to, this is a bit tricky to figure out, so we're going to be careful here. Well, we don't have to be careful, but you know what I mean. So let's close off a few windows. I'll keep that one open just in case. Okay, we'll keep the live streaming open. All right. So let's go to Reclaim Cloud. And let's go right back to the home. It'll probably make me log in again. Log in. Maybe not. All right. Connecting to cloud. All right, didn't make me log in again. Okay, so here's all my other environments that are running. And so there's the Moodle that I had yesterday. There's Fallacies, which isn't working properly. This one, I don't know what that one's doing. This is my data MOOC, data.mooc.ca. I'll eventually put others on here, but for now, this is what I got here. So the Moodle is running. I want to leave it running. So what I want to do is I'm going to set up another environment, which I'll call MoodleNet. So I'll go to Marketplace. I'm going to need Docker. So Docker. And so Docker Engine CE. I'm going to install one of these. Okay. So it's just going to be standard because whatever. I could tweak all of this later, but this isn't about tweaking and optimizing. This is about, can I make it work? Coffee, the developer's only friend. All right. So it's preparing the environment. So what I'm going to do, based on this, is I'm going to create this database instance, the Moodle Narango, I guess that's what that's going to be. So we're going to use this database instance. I don't know anything about ArangoDB and why they would select that, for example, instead of, say, MySQL. I see. Natively store data for graph, document, and search needs. Okay, so I guess it's a graph database, and I did see something in the docs about MoodleNet using GraphQL. So, what is ArangoDB used for? Native multimodal, no multi-model. Okay, to allow key value, document, and graph data to be stored together and queried with a common language. Okay, that almost makes sense because we're gathering files and documents and XML and all of that. So, sure, I guess that would make sense. All right, so let's come back here. We're still waiting for our package to be deployed. Guess it's a bit warm in Europe right now, so things are taking longer. Oh, there we go. Okay. So close this. Close this. And so here's our new engine node. I'll call it MoodleNet, so that I don't get confused. All right. So now WebSSH or WebSSH, either way, I'm going into the same thing. So let's pop into that, and I'll just scroll this and move this up a bit. So what I'm doing here is I'm opening a terminal in my new cloud environment. And so now we'll come back here, not to that, I don't need that anymore. Where'd it go? Oh, this right here. Okay. So we're going to start this Arango database instance. And the way we're going to do that is we're just going to run this Docker command. So what this is going to do is pull down the Arango database, no auth, and we'll call it this, and open some ports and detach, and this is, I believe, the name of the image that we're running. I think. And I think is good enough for me. Now I got 2 instances of reclaim happening here. Which one am I actually using? Okay, node. Okay, I don't think I'm using this leaf page. Okay, I think this is where I was on MoodleNet. Let's just close this and make sure. Okay, MoodleNet. Oh, you see, it's the same thing it did to me last time. Right? Docker, Engine, CE, MoodleNet. Alright, so let's call this MoodleNet so I don't get confused. Alright. And Moodle's down there. Right. Okay, so MoodleNet. Let's pop into it. Oh, that's open in a browser. We don't want to do that because there's nothing to see yet. I don't know what we'd get if I did that. Let's see what happens. Probably nothing. Yeah, I shouldn't get anything. Yeah. Because I don't have anything running in it. Alright, so MoodleNet, let's web SSH. So we'll open up the SSH terminal and I'll put in that command docker run -e environment Arango no auth equals 1. The name, the ports that I'd like it to open, and the image. Let's hit enter. It should download all the image for me. Take some coffee while I'm waiting for that to happen. Alright. And looks like we're up and running. I don't know if there's any way of testing that. Docker PS. Yeah, there it is. It's running. So in theory, I should, if I wanted, I could access it on port 8529. Okay. So I have a database. And it's running in a Docker container. Now, the next part doesn't use Docker. Okay, so npm Alright, so install MoodleNet platform globally. Now this part's probably going to fail. Whoops, that's just doing the same thing over again. Again, this copying thing, which is really inconsistent. Okay, so let's do this. This is going to fail. Control C. Come back here. Control V. There we go. And it failed. npm not found. Now, I have a couple of choices. I could just install Node, or I could create another Docker container with npm in it and somehow connect that to this. I think the easiest thing here will be to just install Node. So, because if I install another Docker container, things are going to get confusing and complex. So let's just install Node on this. So because, see, when you get a Docker CE server, what you're getting is you're getting a Linux box, and then inside that box you have a running instance of Docker, and you use that Docker to create the Docker containers. But you still have that Linux box. So, and here I am, right? So for example, I'm sitting here in the root directory. There's an Anaconda configuration already. Don't know what that's for. Don't care what that's for. Anaconda has something to do with Python, so that's, I don't know, something to do with the hosting environment, I suppose. Doesn't matter to me. So what I want to do is install node.js and therefore npm in this container. So let's try that, but let's figure out how to do that first. Install node.js. Okay. So now it's a bit tricky because I can't just download it and run it because I want it to work on this. Well, maybe I am going to be using a Docker image for it. I don't know. Okay. Let's try something else. Install node.js on Linux cloud. Good enough. Setting up a Node.js development. Okay. Install a Node version manager. I don't feel like doing that. Okay, how to install Node.js on Google Cloud. How to install on Ubuntu. Okay, let's try this. Okay, connect to your server, right? Sudo apt update. Okay, here we go. All right. Sudo apt update. So we need to do this because the images that we have, well, they're images, right? So they're not live. So the applications here, this apt, which is the application we use to get applications, this needs to be updated so that we're always getting the latest applications. Sudo apt not found, right? Because I don't actually need to run sudo. Oh, but apt isn't found either because I'm in a different kind of environment. What kind of environment am I in? Let's find out how to do that. What is my Linux OS? To check OS version. Difficulty level easy. Okay. Alright. Type any one of the following. Alright, so let's do that. Come back here to our environment. Cat etc os release. So basically we're going to display this file, and this file is going to tell me that I'm in Fedora. CentOS Linux, which is a Fedora thing. Okay, so apt and apt-get, that's an Ubuntu thing. Okay, so let's go back here. Okay, so how to install node.js on Fedora, or actually let's say CentOS. Okay, an npm on CentOS 07, good enough. All right, yeah. See, this one uses yum instead of apt. Yeah, they couldn't use the same system because no. But we have to add a node source yum repository. Okay. So, okay. So the first thing we run is curl. So basically this is going to download this and then run it, I guess, as a command. We'll find out. Something like that. Again, I don't need to know exactly, although I guess it'd be nice if I did. Nothing's going to break. Okay. Nodes. Okay. Continuing in 20 seconds. Alright. So, they're telling me this is no longer actively supported. That's worth knowing. Okay, run sudo yum. Okay, so this is really old. I don't need that page anymore. Why is this so old? It's only 2019. CentOS 7. Okay, I see. Right, setup 10x version. Alright. Let's... Oh, copy. Let's do sudo yum install node.js. And we'll see if that works. Alright. I don't think I needed the sudo part, but that's fine. It's run. What that means is run it as super user. In other words, super user do. Is this okay? Yes. Yes. Because what am I going to do? Say no? Alright. So, now let's try, see if npm works. npm works. Okay. Now let's come back here and we'll try to install the MoodleNet CE platform globally on my cloud environment. Whee! Look at that go. It's fetching data. Depreciated stuff. Depreciated formidable 1.2.6. That's all going to be really common. This is one of the things with all of this JavaScript stuff, all of this Node NPM stuff that I've seen, because you're always declaring these packages explicitly, you're so often using depreciated stuff. Generally, it's not an issue. It might result in some security issues. Oops. Sometimes it is an issue, and we seem to be having an issue here. Okay. Why? What seems to be the issue? Okay. Installation error. Okay, permission denied. Are you trying to install as a root or sudo user? Try again with the unsafe perm flag. Okay. Alright. So, okay. It's unsafe perm. So, let's do this again and unsafe perm. Alright, let's see if that works. Now, obviously, this is unsafe. But again, I'm just trying to get it to work. If I can get it to work, then I would go back and I would, I would do it, as a user and not the root user. Okay, so we've got a bunch of warnings now. That's fine. Okay. Success. Installed via remote. Thank you for using Argon 2, etc., etc. Alright, so I've done that. Now what? Now we need to set our environment variables. Good enough. So .env and .env expand are supported. So the easiest way is to make sure a proper .env file is present in process working directory, pwd, or in other words, the current directory. So let's see. We'll go back here. That could have been clearer. See, pwd shows you the current directory. Now, ls, probably shouldn't install it in root, and it's not in root. So I wonder where it would be, if indeed anywhere. User post install. Alright, these are all node stuff. Boy, that's really awkward. Let's come back here. So I don't know where the env file is. No idea where that is. Let's see if it starts. It probably won't. See, this CW, this could be so much more explicit. Alright, so let's try that. Oh no, that's the old command. Once again, like, copy didn't work. I tried copying it, but it didn't work. Try it again. Control C. Pound on that Control C. Let's back out of this. Okay, Control V. There we go. Some env missing or invalid. Yeah. Oh, it wants a private and public key? Isn't that interesting? Of course it would. I mean, remember we talked about those images, right? And it uses the crypto stuff. Now, this is not mentioned in here anywhere. Crypto private key. Oh yeah, here we go. RSA keys. All right. But so we'll come back to that. We have to find this env file. So where could it be? Let's ask Google. Where is the MoodleNet env file? Come on, give me MoodleNet, not Moodle. Okay, well that's where I just was. MoodleNet needs some environment files. Can be found in config docker environment. Right, but I'm not using a Docker environment. Maybe this is better. MoodleNet. Oh, this is old. I think this is the stuff that Doug Bilshaw worked on. This is where I saw that GraphQL stuff. I think this is old. But I don't know. Docker MoodleNet. I mean, the date might help, but there is no date. Let's go to hubdocker.com, MoodleNet. Let's see what the date is on that. 2 years ago. And that's okay. Yeah, this is the Doug Belshaw stuff. Okay. MoodleNet. All right. Let's come back here. Locate star.env. Find star.env. Such file or directory. Yeah, actually, I don't even know that it is called .env, but I assume it is, right? Find a file in CentOS. Okay. Type the command. Use the asterisk as well. Okay. No, it just tells me to do what I just did. Still looking for this. Start by installing the mlocate in CentOS. Alright, let's try that. So, what I'm thinking here is like, I tried find, it doesn't find anything, but basically these things are using dictionaries or central indices of the files, right? There we go. Error, nothing to do, no package locate available. How about mlocate? Oh. Okay. So I'm installing mlocate, and then what I'm going to do, I used yum, I would say DNF, and what I realized is, okay, that's another installer thing, but if I just use yum instead, that might work. And lo and behold, it did. Okay, the second thing now is I need to update the database so that it can find all those files. So let's do that. And now let's go locate star.env and nothing. At least locate works. No pattern to search for. Okay, so alright. So let's see. CD lib, the library, and no, I don't see anything. I don't see SendMail. That's kind of interesting. Yum plugins, Gelastic, all kinds of stuff, but okay, let's try USR. I'm just searching manually for Node. RPM, locale, no. Python's here. It's nice. Could have used Python, but Oh, here we go. I was on the right track. User live node modules. Okay. Yeah, they're there. Node modules. Okay. Node modules. There, MoodleNet. Hidden directory. That little ampersand there, that's kind of interesting. So I had to escape the ampersand. I had to escape the ampersand to go into that directory. Alright. And so package JSON, node modules, readme.md, start.js. Still don't have a environment file, but we're getting closer. More readme. See what it says. This software runs on Node. Oh, it's all the stuff that we've already looked at. Set environment variables. Okay, that's okay. Install it globally. There's where it installed. This is where I am right now. Set environment variables. So package dot environment expand. Make sure there's a proper .env file in process working directory, which presumably is here. Maybe there's just no environment file here, and there should be. CD dist. Let's see what's in here. Oh, CD dist. There's env. And lots of stuff, but no environment file. So env here is something different than I thought. I don't even know what all of this is. Web app.js.map. Node mailer. No, this is all the node environment stuff, but that's too bad. I was hopeful there for a second. CD setup. No. It might be that it's just been distributed without the environment file. That would seem odd, though, to me, wouldn't it? Wouldn't you think? So, I'm in dist. Distributed. Oops. Package JSON start.js. Start.js is the JavaScript program that's actually going to start up. So I'm just looking at this. So require.env expand. Oh, and that's it. And then require dist.main. Okay. So I'm thinking that Well, I'm thinking that if the easiest way, boy, this is really opaque, right? So I don't even know what .env is. So it's okay. It loads environment variables from a .env file. Okay. Create a .env file in the root of your project. Okay. Or .env expand. So the reason why you want to do a lot of this is if you're running stuff in the cloud environment, you can actually set up the environment so that you just pick up all these environment variables from the environment itself and not actually a file. But if you haven't defined all of these in the environment, then you need a file. So what I'm going to do is take this file, but you know, it didn't fail on that. It failed because of the crypto stuff. That might just be the first thing it hit, though. All right. Nano.env. So I'm going to create a .env file. I'm going to put all that content into the .env file, and I'll write this. Control W. Yeah, Control W. Oops, stay on page. Just W? No. Shift W? No. How do I save this? Control X. Ah, yes. File name to write, env. Okay. Now, oh, well, where is it? I may have overwritten an existing env file, although it was probably this, so. Okay. ls show hidden files. Hidden files. ls-l might do the trick. Probably should have done that before, but oh well. ls-l. No. I mean, I just wrote a file, right? So it should be there. ls-a. Okay, let's try that. ls-capital A-L. There we go. Here's my env. Are there any more hidden files? I wonder if it was there all along. I don't know. Okay, well, let's try starting it up. It's probably going to not work again, but I want to see if I get a different result or the same result. Claim. Okay. Right, still the same problem with the keys. Alright, so let's go back to the docs here. And let's go and we'll read this gist and see what it says. Gist is just a short note that somebody has stored on GitHub. It's like a snippet. how to generate JWT RS-256 key. Okay. SSH key gen. Copy. So let's do that. Come back here. Okay. Enter passphrase or no. Okay. Now seems to me don't add a passphrase. Okay. So let's follow that instruction. Enter the same passphrase again. Okay. Key's random art image is. Okay, so there's the key fingerprint. Okay. All right. Keeping in mind, we'll go back. Well, we'll look at this in this page here. It'll be a bit easier. So, okay, public key, private key. So we still haven't done this yet. Key rows separated by \n. So we'll keep that in mind. Okay. Now again, do we put a quotation? Oh, look, this scrolls off the end here. Right. Okay. Why would you do that, guys? You can't even see the scroll. If it's a good thing I knew that there should be more, right? Because there is no scroll here. Right? You don't see the horizontal scroll. All right. So okay, next step. Open SSL RSA. Then cat the key and cat the pub. Now that cat is going to actually print those out for us. So let's come back here. This next command will actually generate the keys. And it's been generated. Okay, so okay. It's gonna be tricky. Alright, so we'll do the first one first and then we'll do the second one second. So cat key. Alright, so see here's what we're up to now. Let's come back here. So begin public key, begin private key. Okay. So this is key and then this will be pub, probably. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do key first. And you see we're going to go all the way down, and then at the end we'll put that end RSA private key. Okay, so I expect it's in between these hash marks. Okay, so let's have it print this out then. Okay, there it is. And RSA private key. Okay, so now I'm going to copy this. Can I copy this? Oh, that's going to be tricky. Alright, we'll do it this way. Ah! I don't know. This is hard. Okay, let's do it like... Can I get the whole thing? Yeah, I'm going to have to make this text really tiny, so we'll do that if we can. Oh, I have to... Copy, Control-Shift-C, that doesn't help me a bit. Okay, here's what we'll do. I'll copy part of it up to that OMA line. Control C. Now I'll open up Note tab. Why am I opening Note tab, you ask? Because it preserves my line feeds exactly as written. Where is my Note tab? There it is. So, handy little program. I like it. Okay, so now let's remember where this is. Oops, I've lost it already. OMA, there it is. Okay, so I'm going to actually capture. Okay, how far can I go here? I'm going to have to do it in 3 stages, I guess. So there's the OMA. I'm going to capture this line too, just to make sure I don't have duplicate OMA lines. You know, I might have another line that begins with OMA. No, they're exactly the same, so I can delete that. Alright, and then AQKCA is where it started up here. Okay. Begin RSA private key. Alright, and so here it is. Okay, so there's my whole key, and now I might as well do the other one here while I'm at it. I have new mail? How can I have new mail? Okay, so let's come back here to this gist. Okay. And yeah, thank you. This is super useful. Okay, so let's get the public key. Come back here. Control V. Alright, so this is much shorter, obviously. But I'm going to control copy it. I'm going to go all the way down to that next line, just to make sure I capture the line feed. And now, there we go. Alright. Okay, so I got these both. Now, okay, let's list the files, make sure we're still in the right directory. Yep. Okay, so we're going to go nano.env, so we're going to edit this file. Okay, nice to have the nano editor here. This is a better version of this. Like, I've worked with this Docker CE environment on Reclaim before and found a lot of stuff missing, but this one is working fine. It has the stuff that I need, like nano and stuff, and so I'm happy about that. Okay, so crypto public key. So what I'm going to do is basically everything that's in between these quotation marks, I'm going to erase, and then I'll put the public key in there. I will probably see line feeds. We should see line feeds. Okay. That doesn't seem right. It's copied. Huh. Definitely not right. Control X. So we'll destroy changes, so no. Okay. nano.env. Let's try that again. Okay. Alright, let's make sure I'm copying all and only what I want to copy here. And there it is. So copy, and now come back here. There's my cursor. Don't think I can just right click it in. No. Oh, I did, but twice. Oh, what's happened? Let's try that. Just Control X again. Yeah. No. Okay, let's try this again. This might not be possible to do in this editor. The other way to do it the other way to do it might just be to put the whole thing into a single file. Well, we'll give it one more shot here. Okay, crypto public key equals. Alright, but yeah, we're on the public key. So if I hit Control Enter, and only once, let's see what happens. Control V for paste. Okay. And end public key. What I think, see now. All right, let's Control X out of here. Say yes. Now let's see what it looks like. More.env. Okay. Begin public key, begin private key, crypto keys. Yeah, it copied something into it, but I don't know what. So here's what I'm going to do instead. So let's remove this file. Remove regular file. Yeah. Okay. So let's edit it right in this here. Okay. Let's say this is a really handy little program. So let's see now. Let's get my sample file. We'll copy the whole thing. Okay, so here we go. Sample.env file. Copy that. And we'll put it into my little text editor. Notes tab. Okay. Now we'll take this public key. Control C. You see the return, right? Those are the line feeds there. And they really should be line feeds. All right. Key rows separated by the ends, the backslash ends. So, okay, this is the public key we're putting in here. All right. And then we'll put in the private key, which is much longer. And let's go right to this. There we go. Okay, copy. And we'll put that in private key. There. All right. Everything else can stay as is. The database, that's the Arango, which we actually have running, should be available on that port. So let's take now this entire thing. We'll copy it, Control C, and we'll go back in here. And so we'll notice the file is not there, right? Oh, but there's our key and key pub. That's kind of cool. So we have those if we ever need them. But now let's vi .env, and now we'll just paste everything. And now see, it should have come in properly. Yeah. All right. So now Control X, and we, oops, silly thing. I'll insert paste. Okay. Now Control X, Control X. No. Oh crap. Okay. Didn't work. Alright, it didn't save. Good. Okay, let's try that again. Nano .env, Control V for paste. Okay, enter. Now I should be able to just exit out of here. So Control X, save it. File name right. Okay, now let's have a look at it. .env. There we go. Now I don't know if the formatting was saved properly or whether that's an artifact of the way the more command or the terminal works. We'll find out because we're gonna try running it now. So let's go. Okay. So npx start MoodleNet.ce. Okay. And no, it didn't like the key. Crypto private key undefined. Crypto public key. Some ENV missing or invalid. So let's see what it looks like. It's really kind of weird that we would put the keys right in here rather than just referring to the key files. That seems strange to me. In public key, crypto private key equals and RSA private key. Is that what that's supposed to look like? Yeah, begin RSA private key and public key. Feels like it's the formatting that's wrong. But I don't know, right? Let's go in and see. See, it still looks like that. Now, what we do know is that there should be line feeds at the end of each of these. Like that. Oops. So let's try giving it some line feeds. Whee! So I think there's even supposed to be one here too, isn't there? Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. I don't know. I mean, this seems pretty manual to me, and I have my doubts as to whether it'll be effective, and it's certainly not riveting video, is it? But I don't know what else to try, so we'll just do it and then we'll see if it works. And if it works, great. Oops. Well, that seems odd too. And public key. Did I have an extra line in there? Did I have an extra line in my other application? That would have done it. And public key. No? Equals. It's doing weird stuff to me here. I don't know if it's inserting lines or what it's doing. All right. Again, no idea whether this will work. I do know there's an awful lot of lines in this private key file, so it's going to take a little while. And in the end, it might not work. But we'll just plug our way through it. So I'm virtually certain it won't work. Which makes this not only dull viewing, but also pointless viewing. And there are other ways to try to get the oh, I wonder too. like I'm copying the stuff off of that article. I wonder if the article is using Windows carriage returns. In which case I'd have to save the text using Note tab and then make sure I import it and then copy and paste it, so that I've basically eliminated any Windows carriage returns. That's what I'll do if this doesn't work, which it probably won't. But again, why don't we just refer directly to the files instead of, because that's what every other thing I've ever done using this stuff. You don't put the key right in the environment variables. You put the file name, and then the program just reads it from the file name. And that's better for many reasons. But I guess again, if you're doing an environment variable from the environment and not from files, that's what you'd want to do. Okay. All right. Yeah, okay. All right. Here we go. So, Control X to save. Save. Okay, now let's have a look at it. And it looks like it should. Okay, so that's good. Let's try then to run this puppy. Failed to parse unnamed invalid PEM footer. All right. Valid PEM footer. I wasn't expecting that to be the error. So PEM try. Just hit Control X again. Yes. Alright, let's try that. No, still. Failed to parse unnamed as a valid PEM format key. So, see, we have these two keys. Sample MoodleNet .env file. Okay. So this is the sample, but it doesn't show key rows separated by. So what's that? Here's a sample. .env sample. One line. Oh, for goodness sakes, that's not a sample. No, I don't see any examples. And I'm not sure how my example differs from what it should be. Okay, I think this is intended to signify that altogether is a comment. So maybe I actually need to have these \n's in it. It seems odd, but this whole thing is odd. Yeah. So let's do it this way. I'll take this out. Okay, Control C. So I'll just Control X the whole thing, won't I? Yeah, Control X. Now, I'll create a new document. Okay, now, again, public key, what I'm going to do is replace every instance of a line feed with a \n. Search, replace. Actually, with this space. Oh, well, that's weird. And now space \n. Let's try that. Close. That's not how it should have worked. Control Z. Okay. No, what am I getting exactly here? Control C. Search. Replace. Yeah, it's just a bat. Well, I'm not used to a L like that. Usually it's like $P or whatever. Okay. Okay, let's try. Okay, let's go Frankel. Okay. And we'll turn off word wrap. I don't. See, some of these are still. What's in there? Maybe nothing. 4+, yeah, it's just the longest line it'll display. So there's actually nothing there. Okay, so every time it says Frankel, search, replace, and we're going to put a space and a \n. So this should be one big long line. It seems to be word wrapping on me or something. Yeah, it's wrapping. I don't want it to wrap, but I don't seem to have the option to turn it off. View. Where's my turn off word wrap? There we go. There, that's better. Well, it's not really better because it's still not what I expected it to be. Crypto private key equals. Oh, and that doesn't go all the way to the end, does it? And RSA private key, then okay. Should we have close quote? Yes. Okay. I suppose if I made this wide enough, it would all end up as just displaying under one line, maybe? I don't know. Can't tell. Let's close it up a bit so we can sort of see what we're working with here. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so I'm betting there's probably nothing in between this A and what's following here, the space in the end. But let's just confirm. Oh, it is. There's a /p there. So let's get rid of those. Okay. Now, I don't know if this is going to be public key and public key, private key. There's still something there. Search, replace. What's there? Nothing. All right, let's try selecting. We'll get all of this. Control C. Let's try putting that into our file. So, right, we'll do it this way. Okay, so we'll remove this file again. .env. Yes. And come back in here. Come back in here. We'll edit this. Oh. Okay. Yeah, right. So right here. Okay. And now we'll copy this from the bottom, which is here. Control C. And we'll try to put this into our file. So nano .env, and then paste, Control V, and Control X, save it. Now let's more it, and we'll see what it looks like. And what I should have done is basically, maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. Who knows? Let's try it now. Nope. Crypto private key undefined. Crypto public key. I don't know what it should look like. Well, this is a mystery to me. And I can't run it without these keys. Have the keys, but I mean, who puts them in the file? So clearly putting in the \n didn't work. But just putting in the line feed character didn't work. Z our way out of this. Oh, it's not going to Z our way out. Okay. Also, too, though, I'm not used to that hat sign L. That's an unusual thing for me. Yeah, let's see. Let's get our options right here. File, edit options. Options. Files. Type. I don't care about that. Don't care about that. Don't wrap to column. Typing its characters. I'm looking for the thing that says how to save the line feeds. Oops. And I can never remember where to find that. File filters, no, files. Do after save. Save as, here we go. And so we're going to save this as Unix. So let's save it. Save as. close this. Close document. Now I'm going to open a new version of it. See, it didn't really matter what it was called, right? So now all of these shouldn't be /L's anymore. Right, now there's, see the difference? Now they're like P's. Okay. So let's take this. Okay, begin RSA private key. Okay, I'll copy this. And we'll paste it in here. Crypto private key equals. Oh, wait, I end. Oh, wait. Let's keep going here. Whoops, too far. Alright. Okay. There. Now put that in. Alright. And we'll do the same here. Okay, public key and public key. Control C. Whoops, not V. Control C. And then put it in here. And again, it's going to go all the way to the end. I hate doing that. I mean, you'd think that's a handy feature to just be able to use my thumb and, you know, open up all my windows like that, but it's not nearly as handy as it seems. Because I do it far more often by accident than I would ever do it on purpose. Okay, there we go. Alright, put the public key in here. Okay, now these are proper line feeds and not that weird L version of the line feed, whatever that was. So that might work. Okay, so I'll just save this, Control S. Alright, now let's copy this. There we go. Control C. I'll remove this .env file. So rm.env. Remove the file. And nano.env. Control V. Control X. Yes. Okay, more.env. It still looks weird, eh? It still does that. So it might be a feature of Nano. Well, let's try running it. Nope. Still doesn't like it. Okay, let's try one more thing and then I'm going to give up. We'll remove it, which is vi.env. A for add, Control V to paste everything in, escape, I'll write it, more.env. Aha! Look at the difference. That's the way it's supposed to look. Okay. So, That might not have solved the problem, but at least the input's proper. Failed to parse. Unnamed as a valid. See, it's different now. It's a valid PIM format key, invalid PIM footers. We're back to that again. Okay. So I do notice that this is short. More JWT and the rest of it. Or JWT. No, it's short on that one too. Invalid footer. Let's copy that and see if we can't find that error out there on the internet anywhere. Okay. This is a bug in SSHPK. Okay. Found the answer here. Okay. The correct format is as shown below. There's only one equal sign. The new line before and public key and this are required. You also need to remove some spaces. Okay, so we can try a couple of things. Let's try removing that one equal sign. I don't personally think that's it. I think more likely. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to VI, or yeah, I guess I have to VI into it. Alright, that's no problem. I can use that. Comfortable enough with VI. So yeah, see, I'm used to there being two equal signs after, and we'll see two equal signs after this one and not one. But hey, maybe it's just one. Valid footer. It certainly would explain that. Okay, I space delete escape WQ. All right, let's try running this more.env. Okay. Alright. Nope, still a bad footer. So maybe it's the extra space. Maybe there's not supposed to be a space in front of those line feeds. I think that's very possible. See here, I have a space after each line because that's what it said in the documentation. See? There's the space. Key rows separated by space and all that. Here, actually, there's not just the one. But maybe there shouldn't be a space there. So let's remove those spaces. So that's easy enough to do. So we'll just capture all of this again. Control C. All right. And we'll put it in the new window. And we'll just search and replace all the spaces. Space, replace it with nothing. No replacements were made in the whole text. Really? But there's a space here, isn't it? Maybe there isn't a space and there should be a space. Yeah. I don't think there should be a space. Of course, I could be wrong. No, there shouldn't be a space, should there? Well, let's try it and we'll see. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. Hat symbol, where is that? There it is. Place all. Close. Alright, let's see if this works. So I'll copy this, put that back into the original file. Okay, we'll save that just because we feel like it. Copy the whole file now. Control C. We'll remove the existing environment file. And we'll create a new one. And put all the content in. Escape, WQ. Have a look at it. Looks all right. And let's try to run this puppy. Nope, still doesn't like it. So I don't know. I don't know how to fix that. I don't know if it can be fixed. MoodleNet Central might have the one working instance of this in the world. Yeah. Or maybe, you know, it's a different, they're expecting something different. Or let's try one more thing. Try another search. Well, that's the thing with this MoodleNet stuff. There's virtually no usage of it. Of course, if you can't, it wouldn't work. .env. Let's see if that shows up anywhere. MoodleNet installation. There's the German version. Nope. Nice colors. Key rows separated by and public key. There is no line feed at the end, and there wasn't for mine either. Okay. Anywhere else? No. Yeah, see again these unhelpful instructions. Let's expand the search a little bit and see if that helps. Probably won't. No, I can't figure it out. So, this episode's a fail. I tried. Oh, I more than tried. And maybe I'm missing something obvious here, but no, I can't figure out how to set up that environment file. And again, right, normally you would just point to your file name. And that's how you would do it. Unless, so, you know, JWT, etc. key and key pub. So let's one last thing. Maybe it's just really crappy instructions, and instead of doing this, I'm just removing lines here. Lines here. To remove a line in VI, it's just DD. So I'm just hitting D over and over again. And eventually I'll get down to the bottom. Now, we'll just go up here and hit I, and then just delete this stuff. Control V. And, because really, right, this is what you would do. Cannot read property match of undefined. Yeah. Maybe if I put quotation marks around it. Well, you wouldn't think, right? I mean, these are like super long shots here that should never work. Oops, try that again. All right. Nope. Nope. So, yeah, what can I say? I have no idea how this would work. So, okay, it's a fail. So I'm going to wrap it up here. It was worth trying, but it does appear not to be possible to follow these instructions in such a way as to make them work. Crypto keys, RSA keys. Maybe if I just deleted this. Crypto config. Let's just try deleting the whole works. Like, maybe I just don't feel like using crypto. Yeah. Now there's nothing there. No, the environment's missing or invalid. Crypto private key, crypto public key. I have no way of getting him in there. Well, maybe there's something else. I don't know. It doesn't. Is it gonna tell me? Maybe I should go. No. That's all it's gonna say. So, yeah, and there's probably only one working instance of MoodleNet in the world, which would be MoodleNet Central. Okay, I give up officially this time. So I'm going to wrap this up. We'll mark it down as another classic Stephen follows instructions fail. But hey, you can't say I didn't give it my best effort. Thanks for joining me. We'll just really make it official by showing the big screen version of me for a little bit, and I'll shrug my shoulders and say I tried. So talk to you again, and hope you have better luck following instructions than I did.